Could my mind just be wiped so that I can forget that this entire show ever happened? Oh gosh. Yeah, so Acolyte's trending on Twitter again, and the cope is strong. Man, this makes me just kind of chuckle. We're gonna just take a look at some of these Save the Acolyte tweets and see what is going on in the fandom today, because this is kind of hilarious. I have no words. Here it is. Here's the first one. Disney Plus show on the list for Data September 2nd to 8th. Star Wars Lucasfilm. Top 10 originals in Canada. Okay, this is just in Canada. The top 10 originals in Canada. The Acolyte, apparently, in whatever this is 8th, which Canada is super progressive, so it kind of makes sense that this show would start to take on in Canada. But why now? Why now? Is it really that people waited this long to watch The Acolyte? No, I think here's what I think. Because The Acolyte finally has garnered its true appeal with people that agree with the politics of The Acolyte. But it's not that many people. It's not enough to justify a second season, even if you go through some of the tweets here. But this is the tweet that started me down the rabbit hole. I was like, okay, let's look at some others. Let's see what some other folks are saying. It says, thank you, US Weekly, for including Oshamir. Oh. And also for telling Star Wars, Lucasfilm, Disney Plus to renew The Acolyte. Like, do people think this is going to work? When has your mind been changed about something because someone mentions you in a tweet? Here's what US Weekly, the shill is strong with this one. Osha and Kamir, Star Wars, The Acolyte. Star Wars isn't exactly known for romance. What was Han and Leia?
I love you.
I know.
Just because it's not romance the way that you would want romance to be seen doesn't mean. What was Padme and Anakin? Gosh. Anyway. Enemies to something more. Connection between Osha, Amanda Stenberg, and Kamir, Manny Jacinto, took us by surprise. The first episode started out with Osha never imagining she would go onto the dark side, only to end the season holding hands with Chimere, whatever his name is, while looking at a sunset. Now all fans need is for Disney to renew the show for a second season so we can watch Chimere and Osha. Chimere train Osha as their bond continues to deepen. Oh, no!
I'm serious, you're gonna have to pull over. Stop talking, Jimmy.
I'm trying. Why am I gonna pull over?
We don't need that. Why? Because it was a horrible part of the show. It made 0 sense. Absolutely no sense. Let me just get kidnapped by this guy. He takes off his shirt in a pool, and now we're together. Oh, guys, you can't make this stuff up. The cope here. Let's look at the next one. Heard The Acolyte was trending again. So just a reminder that the cinematography was beautiful. No, just because there's some stills that look nice, I don't think the cinematography was beautiful at all. I think you had a few, like a drone shot, like what, 3 drone shots? 1, 2, 3 drone shots. Most of the rest of the video of the episodes felt like they were on these sound stages. There was no grandness. There was no massiveness. There was no scale. They were in this forest. They were in these small rooms. It didn't feel like what. Look at the prequels. Look at how many shots. Look at the artwork from Ralph McQuarrie that expands everything, that makes everything feel bigger, or even better yet, Go to the practical sets of Andor and look at the cinematography there. That's actual cinematography. Just a few stills that look kind of nice. Needless to say, the lack of glow from these lightsabers, no one wants to talk about that. No one wants to talk about, oh, it just looks beautiful. Okay, fine. You can shine a turd till it looks nice. Still a turd. Still just a shiny pile of garbage. Here's another one. It says, so what is it called when nearly all the large publications think you should renew a show, but you ignore them and your fans and keep pretending like money is a concern, asking for everyone? Well, we call that a shill. All of these major publications are just shills. They're just trying to get something or get paid by Disney to say good things. So they're trying to change the narrative. All these major publications are not trying to get Acolyte back. All they're trying to do is to erase the stain that Acolyte has left. Why? Because it's caused Disney to freak out. They've lost so much money, and now they're wondering, what should we do? Should we shelve this Rey movie? Guys, this is... It's wild that they think just because large publications are saying something that means anything. It doesn't. It doesn't. Here we go. Here's another one. The Acolyte has been treated in a way I've never seen happen to any piece of a franchise. That timeline omission is some dirty work. I'm expecting Batgirl levels of BS at this point. Insane how they went from Star Wars tweeting about spice cream, recipes, and Yord Horde, and Jackie Jam, and Amandla playing the violin to just now pretending the Acolyte never even existed. Well, because why? Because it bombed. It's not because of all this hate. Like, if you really think it's just about the people that complained about stuff, no, it's because the eyeballs weren't there. And the eyeballs weren't there in part due to what was created. Yes, you might say there were some, I think it's fair to say there were some that were convinced never to turn on the show because of what they were saying. Well, then don't put out things and interviews of your cast saying it's the gayest Star Wars ever and expect people to go, well, that's not a show for me then. It's insane how Star Wars went. You want to know why? Because probably who was tweeting those things at Star Wars isn't there anymore. Because they were Acolyte fans. They were just trying to push the Acolyte, and when they realized they couldn't save the show with tweets about spice cream and recipes and the Yord Horde, when they realized that Jackie Jam was not going to save the Acolyte, they cut bait. They moved on. And they should erase it, and they should take a note from this and go further and erase the whole freaking sequel trilogy and start again. That's what I would do. I would say, like, hey, these last 12 years have really been pretty terrible. We admit we bumbled it all. We failed. Like, they would gain so much respect from me and from Star Wars fans if they admitted they completely botched the sequel trilogy and they should have gone in a different direction and they didn't. And they're going to recast the original cast and build a new fandom. Man, that would be... But they're never going to admit that. But if they want to make some money and if they want to get fans back on their side, this is the only way. This is the only way. It leads to stuff like this. I mean, I'm guessing there's a few crowdfunding GoFundMes that are out there. This one made me laugh. Bro, stop. And your goal is about $100 million too short. $100 million a goal. I think this one is a joke. There is one out there that has a few thousand that's trying to get a billboard for Times Square. Again, waste your money. Go ahead. This is actually perfect. If you want to save the Acolyte, then crowdfund it like we crowdfunded countless other creative projects. If the show is as popular and beloved as you dorks think it is, you should be fine. Laughing emoji, hashtag the Acolyte. And that's true. If there's really a fandom that actually loves this, put your money where your mouth is. Sure, crowdfund the whole thing for season 2. Even if this got half of that would make Disney go, okay, you're going to give us $90 million? Sure. That's more money than we made from the Acolyte season 1. And if you're going to give that to us, we'll go ahead. I absolutely love it when I see people just falling for this stuff. These shills are just trying to get the Acolyte name out there. Oh, if maybe we can get it trending on Twitter. If we can get it trending on Twitter, we'll get what we need. No, that's not at all. Not at all. Here's the next one. Is allowing these paid hate artists to ruin their brand and turn people off from their product. When will it finally be enough? Hashtag Acolyte Season 2, save the Acolyte, renew the... This has nothing to do with the Acolyte. Like, this is the level that people are going to. Tweeting about this whole Ray, Daisy Ridley comment about how some men see women. I didn't make a video on it. I don't really want to talk about that stuff. I don't care. If Daisy wants to say that and see it that way, fine. I don't think it was because she was a female character. I don't think that was the main reason. We love female characters in Star Wars, and if you need proof of that, just go watch the original trilogy and follow the storyline, the story arc of Leia. It's just proof there. But to take this story and be like,
oh, you know what I can do? You know what I can do? I can make this about the Acolyte. Then maybe they'll make a season 2.
Guys, it's ridiculous. And then more of this Osha and Chimere. I need this. I want to see Oshamir. I need that kiss. Why? Like, how is it that we've fallen to this level? And some fans, can you explain to me, what about a kiss, a romance, would make an entire show? I don't get it. If anything, it just shows they have no idea what they're doing. Because you can write romance well. Go to the original trilogy. You can do it really well. Now, don't get me wrong. I think the kiss between Luke and Leia, that was a mistake. Mistakes were made. We can just move on from that. But honestly, do people really think the show would work just because of Chimere and Osha? I think that was one of the weakest storylines in that whole thing. It made no sense. Absolutely zero sense. But because Chimere took off his shirt and everyone loves him now. It says, y'all better renew the Acolyte because my sweet girl, May, who did nothing wrong, deserves a happy ending. I saw Robot Head tweeted, I didn't screenshot it, but he was like, you mean the happy ending where her mind was wiped because of how horrible her life had been? That's as happy as it gets. And honestly, I'm at that point too. Could my mind just be wiped so that I can forget that this entire show ever happened? That's where I'm at. I don't know. I hope you got a good laugh out of this as I did. Thanks for hanging out just for a few minutes to watch this. If you're new here, consider subscribing. And if you want to drink the tears of Disney Shills, check out the store down below. I think you'll like it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.